Yo, what's up? Yeah, yesterday's match was a joke. Uh, the PGMOL have proven again that they are trash, incompetent fools. If you're a Liverpool fan, I feel sorry for you because you man were robbed. You were robbed of a decent result. First of all, we have the Curtis Jones red card, which I think shouldn't have been a red card. I can see why it was because of the freeze frame, the point of impact. But with that being said, his foot rolled over the ball. It was an accident, and it ended up connecting with Basuma's shin, making it look as bad as it was. If you show stuff in slow motion, if you show a freeze frame, you give the referee the first impression, which was the impact, and Basuma's leg bending a bit. Like, that's prejudiced. You're just trying to influence his decision making instead of showing the beginning. Okay, this is how it went. It wasn't like the referee saw just the end. He saw the whole thing, I'm pretty sure. So why are you going to show the end result? Show the whole context, and then show maybe the impact, different angles, and then let him make a decision. I bet they didn't even mention that Curtis Jones' foot rolled over the ball. It slipped over the ball. It wasn't like a reckless motion, so it wasn't a red card. The referee himself gave a yellow, and he allowed the VAR officials to influence him to give him the red by showing him that freeze frame of the end. Okay, so yeah, that was not a red card. Then we have Jota's situation. The first yellow was a joke. I think Udogie did make contact with Jota, but it wasn't like Jota was trying to trip him up. Udogie just touched Jota's knee and he tripped himself. So that was never a yellow card. You could even argue that's not a foul at all. So the fact he got yellow was crazy. But where it becomes Jota's fault is it was when he made that decision to tackle. I forgot who it was. It might have been Udogie again. It's like, why are you just making it easy for the referee to do this bull crap? Because your team is already down to 10 men. The manager brought you on because Gakpo was injured. And you decide to just go in for a tackle, which you were highly unlikely to win. And it made it easy for the referee to give you a second yellow within 2-3 minutes of getting that first one, which was BS, obviously. But you made it easy for the ref, and that put your team at a disadvantage. Shout out to Liverpool, because defending with 10 men and 9 men, this season they've been great. They beat Newcastle after going down to 10 men. And now yesterday they were able to defend for 50 to 60 minutes at a numerical disadvantage. You could even argue at an official disadvantage because the referees were a joke, but I should give credit to Tottenham because although they didn't play that well, they managed to get it done and complete the job. Porro got lucky with that cross. He put enough power on it to the extent where Matip just, it was unfortunate. So, well done to Tottenham. They've maintained the unbeaten record. But Liverpool should really feel hard done by the referees, especially VAR. Which leads me on to the offside, which was the major issue. PGMOL came up with a statement that they acknowledge a significant human error occurred during the first half of Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool. The goal by Luis Diaz was disallowed for offside by the on-field team of match officials. This was a clear and obvious factual error and should have resulted in the goal being awarded through VAR intervention. However, the VAR failed to intervene. PGMOL will conduct a full review into the circumstances which led to the error. PGMOL will immediately be contacting Liverpool at the conclusion of the fixture to acknowledge the error. You man talk about Manchester United being Statement FC. PGMOL are the statement organisation. They're statement merchants. They keep saying sorry. Like, you say sorry when you've done something and you don't want to do it again. You don't keep saying sorry after you keep doing the same mistake over and over and over again. It becomes meaningless. It becomes worthless. And it's not a case of one team is always being screwed over. Every team at some point has been screwed over by a referee. Whether it's due to mass incompetence, just a mistake, or both. Okay. And look, for example, United against Tottenham, they were screwed over, in my opinion, by the handball decision. They weren't given a penalty. Then you have Wolves that were screwed over by not being given a penalty in the first match of the season against United. You've got here Liverpool now being screwed over by the offside decision and the second yellow decision for Jota. And look, they didn't even draw the lines. Now, I know they said that they're going to reduce the occurrence of them showing the lines being drawn, because this season they have shown the lines being drawn. They haven't shown like the whole process. They just showed the end result. But we didn't even see anything at all. And PGMOL coming out and saying that, the VAR official, Darren England, I think that's his name, he thought that the on-field decision was a goal, but it wasn't. So then there's a question here. What the heck was he doing? What the heck was he doing? Was he not watching a match? Was he not listening to the comms? Was he not paying attention? Could no one there, the assistant VAR officials, actually correct him and say, yo, it wasn't given, you know that, right? Or anything like that. Like, they all just allowed him to be incompetent and not correct his mistake. And even then, you still have to draw the lines. You have to do a thorough job. You have to draw the lines. How can you just It
was given on field, so I'm not even going to bother drawing lines. It looks all right to my naked eye.
The Premier League rejected semi-automatic offside calls, the tech that we saw at the World Cup and I think in the Champions League now. They're moving like La Liga with them not having goal line technology, which is a disgrace in itself. Shout out La Liga. So what the heck was he doing? Was he not paying attention? Were they not communicating at all? Like, you're grown men, you're adults, you're professionals. You're paid to do this job and you're incompetent at it. If you're watching this right now and you have a job, if you were this incompetent over a sustained period of time, even in Simon Hooper's case, I think he was a ref for the Wolves United match. If you've made these big mistakes already, it's September, how are you still in the job? How have you not been suspended for a period of time? Or better yet, go and do your training once again, or the PGMOL should actually get maybe an independent body and look at the processes, look at the teaching, the training, and see if it's sufficient. Because clearly it's not good enough. It was only in, I think, 2018 that English refs were not sent to the World Cup. They were not called up. That should have been a wake-up call. And that was before COVID. It was before COVID, but that was before VAR. So now you've got the tech is available and you're not using it correctly. The match could have been a great match, you know. Liverpool were more threatening, even though Tottenham had more of the ball. But it was just, I wouldn't say it was kind of ruined after Liverpool went down to 10 men. But because Liverpool were actually still in the game. If it was maybe a different situation, different teams, it would have been ruined. But Liverpool managed to stick in there. But when it went down to 9 men, Liverpool just had to hold on, you know. Because Nunez was about to come on. So obviously Klopp was going for the game. He was going for it. But that plan was thwarted. And you can see the disappointment on Nunez's face. He was about to come on, try and make an impact. And then the second yellow happens for Jota. And to be fair, that second yellow was Jota's fault. The first one wasn't at all. Okay, so the only way things can change is if, number one, in terms of offsides, the semi-automatic offside calls, the tech is introduced, which will probably happen next season at the earliest. And two, the best thing that could happen is fans protest, clubs protest. Because you also have a situation where if you try and call out the PGMOL for obvious errors, they fine you. And that money probably just goes to the FA or the PGMOL, and they just collect that. It doesn't go to charity, it doesn't go to grassroots football, it doesn't, or maybe training wannabe referees or trying to improve the processes. You know what? It probably just goes into their pockets. And the fact it's like a dictatorship. It's like an authoritarian regime. They make a mistake or they do something bad and you can't even call them out. It's like the Soviet Union. We live in a democracy. We live in a so-called free country, free speech. Yes, there's consequences, but Klopp, Van Dijk, Trent, all these players are within their right to come out and call the PGMOL out. But instead, if they try to do that, they get called out. They get fined, I mean. Mourinho said it best. If I speak, I'll be in big trouble. And these guys obviously do not want to part with their hard-earned cash. They don't want to give it to an organisation which has proven to be incompetent. You've even got Howard Webb, new chief of the PGMOL. And it's like it's getting worse. It's actually getting worse. This guy is just going to be travelling all around the country, up and down, left, right and centre, apologising to clubs. When you're overseeing this bull crap. Even the Wolves match against Man City that happened yesterday as well. Hwang Hee-chan should have, or as Pep refers to him as, he referred to him as the Korean guy, which was disrespectful. He may have forgotten his name, but could have just said, and the striker up top or something, but call him the Korean guy. He is Korean, but that was a bit iffy. But in that match, he should have got a second yellow. I saw the tackle, that was a bit, how's he not getting a second yellow for that, So there's mass incompetence. Again, if you're at a job and you're this incompetent for a sustained period of time, you're getting sacked. You're getting sacked. I don't know what it is about football and sports where someone could be incompetent and official a player and they're still in their job. They're still getting paid. They're still getting called up for Euros, for World Cups, for Champions League matches. UEFA should put an embargo on English referees because they've proven to be crap. The Premier League says, oh, we have the best league, the best teams, the best players. You have the worst referees. The worst. It's a joke. So let me know what you guys think. Number one, what did you think of the match? I thought it would have been a good match. But again, when Liverpool went down to 9 men, it was ruined, pretty much. And it's unfortunate for Matip. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was too much power on the cross by Porro. Well done to Porro as well. He took a bet and it worked out. Just 30 seconds left as well. So I actually had a feeling whilst I was watching the match and Liverpool were defending for their lives and Tottenham were launching that last attack. I had a feeling they were actually going to score. And it happened. So, yeah. Unfortunate for Liverpool, for Matip. You could see how devastated the Liverpool players were. Van Dijk, after the match, he was devastated. Matip, obviously. Alisson punching the ball as the ball went off the goal. Trent, but at least Alisson was there to keep Matip in, from getting into a deeper level of anger and stuff, So, yeah, you can obviously see Liverpool are a collective unit, 110%, because of how they performed against Newcastle, down to 10 men, and here against Tottenham yesterday. So, they've got a good cohesion going on, unlike Man United. So, yeah, all in all, the match could have been a great match, but it was ruined by incompetence. Simon Hooper should be, in my opinion, if you're making 2 massive mistakes already in September, only 2 months into the season, you should be suspended minimum 5 games, maximum sacked, because you're not good enough. You've shown you're not good enough. You're not good enough whatsoever. How can someone be so bad at their job, VAR, Simon Hooper, and you're not utilizing the tech properly? You're not using all the help you can get, i.e. the semi-automatic offside tech, and you're sending off a player who, he wasn't in a reckless motion. His foot slipped over the ball, happened to make contact with Bissouma. He gets sent off straight red after looking at VAR. You prejudice the player by showing the ref the end result, and you give a player a yellow card for something that he didn't do on purpose. He didn't actually try and trip Udogie up at all. So for me, is there another organisation other than PGMOL, or is it like a monopoly? Like the Premier League just decided to use PGMOL, or is there other organisations? Let me know if you know. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the match. Let me know what you think of Simon Hooper, VAR, PGMOL, everything. Let me know your thoughts. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.